In the previous video, I taught you about the Security Council of United Nations. Now I'm going to teach you about International Court of Justice or ICJ of United Nations. So let's learn about this. It is the principal judicial organ of United Nations, which has been constituted on the model of earlier World Court. So it is the principal judicial organ of United Nations. It works for justice and it has been constituted on the model of World Court. World Court was before this, and United Nations International Court of Justice is made on the model of World Court. It is located at the Peace Palace in the Hague, Netherlands. It is located in Netherlands in the Peace Palace in Hague. It began work in 1946 when it replaced the Permanent Court of International Justice. The International Court of Justice began its work in 1946. This is very important. You can take a screenshot. This is a short question. When did International Court of Justice start its work? The answer is 1946. It replaced the Permanent Court of International Justice. Its predecessor as an integral part of the Charter of the United Nations. So it replaced Permanent Court of Internal Justice and it became an integral part of the Charter of United Nations. So as we know that United Nations Charter is the constitution of United Nations, and International Court of Justice is an integral part of United Nations Charter. So we studied the construction of International Court of Justice and when it began its work. And now we are going to learn about the composition. What are the compositions of International Court of Justice, ICJ? The court is composed of 15 judges elected to a 9-year term of office by the United Nations General Assembly and Security Council, sitting independent of each other. So International Court of Justice composes of 15 judges. 15 judges are there in ICJ and their tenure is 9 years. And how the judges are elected? By United Nations General Assembly and Security Council voting, which is independent. They don't make a joint assembly for the election of judges. They independently vote and elect 15 judges. It may not include more than one judge of any nationality. So 15 judges are from 15 different nations. This is the rule of election. Elections are held in every 3 years for 1/3 of the seats, and retiring judges may be re-elected. So the election of judges are held in every 3 years. Okay, for 1/3 of seats. And the retired judges, after their 9-year term, they can be re-elected also. Okay, this is very important. elections are held in every 3 years for one third of seats for the election of judges. The judges must possess the qualifications required in their respective countries for appointment to the highest judicial offices or be jurists of recognized competence in international law. So the judges should have the qualifications required in their respective countries. So if a judge is elected from India, then the judge should have the qualifications required to be a judge in India. Okay, like if a judge of a Pakistan is elected, then that judge should have necessary qualifications to be a judge in Pakistan, like this. Okay, they should have required qualifications in their respective countries. Okay, then the function of court. The origin, the composition is over, and now the function of the court. What is the work of the court? The court has a dual role: to settle in accordance with international law the legal disputes submitted to it by states, and to give advisory opinion on legal questions referred to it by duly authorized international organs and agencies. So the court has dual role. What are dual role? It settles the disputes in accordance with international law, and the legal dispute submitted to it by states. So if India submits, so not India, Bharat, if Bharat submitted some cases to International Court of Justice, then it will settle those disputes in accordance with international laws. And the second role of the court is to give advisory opinion on legal questions referred to it by authorized international organs and agencies. It can give advice and it can settle in accordance with international laws. Okay, this is very important. It can be a question, so take a screenshot. Okay, then the ICJ, International Court of Justice, gives its verdict on such disputes cases brought to it by concerned states. So it gives a verdict on the disputes brought to it by some states. Okay, member states of United Nations, you can say also it. Last year, this is an example. Okay, last year, this is the year of 2016. Okay, the book is written, I think, in 2017. So this is 2016. In 2016, the verdict of ICJ over the dispute between China and Philippines over some islands in South China Sea was indeed historic. This was an example of the verdict of International Court of Justice. Okay. Besides this, it resolves legal issues and interpret international treaties. This is also the function of International Court of Justice. So International Court of Justice is over. I think you all are well understood. And if any doubt arises in your mind, you can comment. I will surely solve your doubts. If you like the video, then like, share and subscribe the channel. Share among your friends and say them to subscribe. If you want to support me, you can support me by the UPI. Thank you for watching.